Electric arc flash is a violent incident caused by an electrical fault resulting in the release of heat energy, molten metal, and dangerous acoustical shock waves. Every year, thousands of electrical workers are affected by the results of an electric arc flash. If you work on energized parts, including voltage testing, remove or install circuit breakers or fuse switches, or work on controlled circuits with energized parts greater than 50 volts, then you should know the importance of wearing the proper personal protective equipment when involved in your daily tasks. This is a true story of an electrician by the name of Donnie Johnson, an electrical worker in Tampa, Florida. It is a story of what happened to Donnie when he was involved in an electric arc flash accident, and the effects the event had on Donnie and his family. Donnie is a true professional in his field and had been an electrician for 20 years for a major electrical contractor and never had a workplace accident during his tenure. Unfortunately, on one day, in a split second, doing a task he had done numerous times, Donnie's life would change forever.
I got up early that morning. I was going to go to work to hook up a generator before the Hurricane Charlie moved into Florida. When I left that morning, I just figured it was any other day. I guess you don't wake up in the morning thinking that you're gonna be in an accident.
911, what's your emergency?
We need an ambulance quickly. We just had an accident.
Sometimes when you get in that kind of situation, you kind of just have to break it down to the hour and the minute, because if you look at the whole day, it's pretty overwhelming.
What's the problem?
My coworker, he's badly burned. He just got caught in a fire.
Is he
Flash arc fire.
Is he conscious?
Yeah, he's conscious.
I haven't done this 1,000 times. I've been an electrician for 20 years. I didn't need to wear my gear that day. I guess I was too good for it.
Can you tell me how many have been injured?
He's the only one, but he's in shock. He's got severe burns.
My job for the day was to hook up a 3,000 amp generator to a 3,000 amp electrical service. After I tested the generator power, I went into the main building electrical to test it. And I opened up a small panel for their main switchgear, their main breaker panel for the entire building. I clipped A phase with one alligator clip. I clipped B phase. And as I went to clip C phase, the meter blew up and blew a puff of carbon into the electrical box. Well, this set off an electrical explosion between all three phases.
We got a phone call that there was an accident. I was told that there was a flash in the electric room and the electrician on site was injured.
Looked down at my arms and hands and I realized I was really burned up this time.
They told me my husband was calling, but it wasn't. It was another man. And he just said, I just have to let you know your husband's been in an accident. He'll be going to Tampa General, but he is walking and talking.
One of the first things I thought was, this doesn't happen to me. You know, this is something that you hear about in the safety films or somebody's friend that had this happen to them. It doesn't really happen to me.
They didn't recognize him because he was charred black. That was hard to see. Then he started getting infections. And I remember sitting there being talked to as if he may not make it through this. His waking up was very slow. It was just opening the eyes at first and not really being able to talk. I think like the first day, he was asked to respond by blinking. But I don't think that any of us realized how long the recovery would be.
You know, I told my wife once before we got married that as long as I had these, we would have money. Well, I almost didn't have these. I almost lost my life altogether because I wasn't wearing the protection.
Less than 3 minutes of putting on his safety equipment would have prevented him from being in a coma for over 30 days, as well as a year-plus recovery.
PPE technology has come a long way since when I was in the field. When I first started in the field, it was not even heard of. Today they've got new technology where it's a lot thinner. It's some of it's even everyday wear. that can be part of your uniform. There's no reason not to wear it today.
We at Cintas do not think that injuries on the job should be left to chance. No one goes to work thinking that a horrific accident is going to happen on that day. But regardless of the level of training and the experience of the worker, accidents unfortunately do happen. When they do, the last line of defense against injury is the personal protective equipment. Many electrical workers think like Donnie thought, that wearing flame-resistant clothing is optional. Because of this way of thinking, they often decide not to wear the proper PPE because lack of comfort or inconvenience. With Cintas's complete line of flame-resistant clothing, uncomfortable FRC has become a thing of the past. In fact, we have protective clothing that your employees will want to wear. Because of this, many companies have made flame-resistant clothing part of their daily wear program. By making PPE daily wear, they reduce and often eliminate the concern of their employees deciding whether or not to wear the proper PPE when working in a hazardous environment. If you would like a free review of your current PPE program, please contact Cintas at 1-800-CINTAS-1, or for more information regarding NFPA 70E or flame-resistant clothing, visit cintas.com/protective apparel.